All right, welcome everybody. We are part 2 on the Goldwing. I just got to get things situated here. Garage is a little bit of a mess, no big deal. I'm wearing sweatpants today. I know, bold choice. Sometimes you just kind of got to give up a little, but it's on the inside. No one can see. Anyways, figuring out where the heck we left off with this thing. We took a small break during the winter. I get so cold. I don't know. But there she is. Yeah, just waiting. Still in many pieces. It's good times. I think the goal for today is gonna be get the suspension hooked up. Got these bad boys all rebuilt. Kind of shined up. They're looking pretty good. Get those put in. I think we need to go get some hardware, which is not a big deal. We'll go do that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see how far we get. Alex finally decided to show up. Ridiculous. This guy, you can't get him to work on anything but his own stuff. And there it sits. Dirty pile of crap. Just saying. Again. Well, I'm Anthony. This is Experimental Performance, and let's get it. Okay, the wheel's just sitting there. I just got that mocked up, getting ready. I did have to, yeah. So, I don't know if it's obvious, but we did some redecorating around the garage, new cabinets, stuff like that. And well, when we did that, we moved all the stuff that I was working on when I was working on the Goldwing. So that was kind of a nightmare. I don't know, took me like 2 hours to find everything, get it all sorted out, figure out where everything goes. But, got the front fender on. I think I'm going to start mocking up the exhaust next. I might finish putting this on and then get the thing lifted in the air and then start figuring out how to do the 2-to-1. I don't know. I want a different sound out of this. You know, they're always super quiet, and I just want something loud but doesn't sound like trash. So I'll get back to work and we'll see what happens. All right, we got it sitting on the ground finally. Not too bad. You know, it's looking better than I thought. I keep waffling on this process, whether or not, you know, whether or not I'm going to pull it off, whether it's going to look good. I don't know. I keep going back and forth, but I don't know. Not too shabby. All right, like I said, I think I'm going to start on that exhaust, so let's get it. So most of the emblems are done. I've just got, there's 2 more to do. It turned out pretty nice for a rattle can. I'm actually a little surprised. I'm working on the exhaust, which ran into some issues. I think I'm gonna have to kind of change my plans. So Honda decided to over-engineer the crap out of those. There's so many baffles and so many baffles. I mean, everything's baffles on baffles on baffles. It baffles the mind. Sorry, I know. Weak attempt at a weak joke. But I did it anyways. So for right now, I want to be able to test start the bike because I did all the timing stuff and I haven't started it since then. So I'm going to get these on. I'm sort of flirting around with the idea of something kind of like this. So those would be on, and then I would do sort of a 90-degree over to the other side where I would join it in a Y style and then do some sort of like crotch rocket style exhaust coming out the right side. Just got to be under the saddlebags. And then another thing that I'm kicking around is I might actually do the saddlebags in like a leather, something like this. So I'm not sure yet. All right, last night, I actually got the exhaust put on the bike. It's not finished or anything. Got the bike started up. I just let it idle. I wanted to make sure that all my timing was good. All my timing marks were correct when I did it. But, you know, just wanted to play it safe. I ran into an issue, which I'm not super stoked about. So I installed this. This is a charging indicator light, letting you know your alternator is working or not working. Well, it doesn't work. So the little red battery light turns on and just stays on. It doesn't matter what charge level it's at. It was at 13, 14, 12, and it just stays on. So I ended up ordering a different one. I don't like it as much because that one was really like sleek. And basically when the light wasn't on, which would be most of the time in what I thought, it'd just be this little black flat circle. It wouldn't, you know, bring any attention to itself. This other one's going to show all the charging status, which is kind of cool because it's going to be, you know, either red, yellow, or green, letting you know it's really charging or it's not charging at all or it's kind of charging, which that's pretty cool. So that's on its way. I do still have to build the entire exhaust. I've got to get the timing cover on, which I'm going to do all that. I'm going to do the timing cover today. I've got to order up the pipe to make the exhaust. So that's definitely not going to be, but I got to be honest. I kind of want to put a lot of it together, or at least enough of it to ride it, because if you recall, we just finished up the suspension. So the air ride should actually work, which I'm pretty excited about. I've also cut just an incredible amount of weight out of this bike at this point. So, I mean, it's a road bike. It's not fast, but it should, compared to what it was, the thing should rip. So I think I'm just going to kind of keep putting it together as far as I can really go, maybe even slightly too far. One of the other ideas that I've been toying around with is I would like to add a valve to the onboard air so that I can pretty much have a airline with me. And then if I needed to air up my tires or air up a tube at the lake or something, I don't know. But I mean, how many motorcycles have an air pump on them? And then how many of those can you actually use for something other than, you know, just airing up your suspension up and down? So I thought that'd be kind of cool, maybe novelty. I'm not sure yet. So there's quite a few things I'm still trying to do, but I'm on the fence with a lot of it because when I started this, it was supposed to be a super cheap bagger build, something that really anyone could do if you just spent some time, did some research. You know, it was, if you can get a hold of a motorcycle and you just put a little bit of time and effort and elbow grease into it, you can have a really sick ride. Well, it's coming together really, really well, and things are looking really, really nice in my opinion. So now I'm starting to regret, like maybe I should have painted it or maybe I should have had it wrapped. But I feel like once you start getting into that, that's where you really start spending money. And at what point is it too much? I mean, I could have gone and bought a Harley or something at that, you know, once you start getting into that stuff. So I still got some things to figure out. I'm finishing up on the emblems. Those should be done, which then they should all be on the bike. And I think that's kind of where I'm at this point. Then I'll move on to the timing covers. But I think I'll stop yapping and get the heck to work. It has arrived. So this is that charging, not charging light that's going to replace that thing. If somebody out there figured out that I just did something wrong or wired that thing wrong or upside down, or if I'm just an idiot, let me know in the comments, because boy, even now I would still rather use that one than this one. Just I think it looks better, more professional, sleeker, more hidden, blah, blah, blah. But let's slam that thing in and see how it works. Okay, just put the charging light in. I freaking love it. It's amazing. I was a little worried it was gonna be like cheap looking and like super, super bright. It's got a nice little like frost over look to it. The fact that it changes from the reds to the yellows, it blinks. It's pretty freaking sweet. I'm gonna probably redirect my attention to the front vents so that I don't think I showed you guys this yet. So doing too many things at once. Okay, check that out. So my plan, if I can pull it off, so I'm gonna take that stuff right there and I'm gonna put it in the windows of these vents right there. The reason for that is the original chrome vents, which I do have, they're just completely tore up. They look like crap. And honestly, with everything, like the bike's getting all stripped down, it doesn't look right. Like you've got these big chunky chrome vents on everything that's kind of becoming sort of sleek and blacked out and they're chrome, like it doesn't go anymore. So I'm hoping that the mesh screen will be enough to kind of hide, because I got the LED light behind there. I'm hoping it masks that a little bit, but you can still see it. So it's kind of this, you know, grill looking material that looks professional, looks good. So anyways, let me figure out a way to adhere that to that and get that on the bike, and then I'll show you guys here in a minute. All right, these things are mounted. I mean, these were literally pulled off of a Goldwing in a junkyard. And I don't mean like a cool, like motorcycle junkyard. No, there's a scrapyard around the corner from where I live. And the guy just happened to have one. And they shined up pretty nice. Okay, we are freaking close. Just got a couple, 2-3 things to do. I still gotta put the speedometer cable on. The bike's looking really good. It's right there. You guys could see it, but I'm gonna hold that for a final reveal, I think. The other thing is, for the front air suspension, there's a valve that looks very much like this valve. In fact, you'd almost think, well, this is it, but it's not. If I haven't referenced that valve yet, it's made of unicorn blood. I found 3 in the world. That was one of them. The second one was just the part number on a website, and then everything else is in Russian, so I don't know if I'm gonna bank on that. The third one is in the mail on its way here, and frick, it needs to be right, or I'm not sure what to do. I didn't find 3 suppliers, 3 in the world. So fun times. Anyways, oh, I have to do a license plate bracket still, which I think I know what I'm gonna do with that. I think I'll show you guys that in just a second here. But yeah, other than those two things, waiting for this fitting to show up. I think it's supposed to get here Friday. Boy, this thing's just about done. Other than maybe doing I'm on the fence about getting a new seat. I don't mind the seat. It's kind of big, kind of bulky. We'll see. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. We're probably gonna do a part 3, maybe even a part 4. We'll see how it goes. Some of the things that I still want to address, I'm definitely gonna do a seat. I still have to make the exhaust. And I originally wanted to do it 2-to-1, and then I was thinking maybe just straight pipes. And now I'm kind of back to maybe 2-in-1, so I've got to figure that out. I still have to build the license plate bracket, which I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that. So I got to think through some of these things, figure out what I'm going to do, and again, that'll be in the next video. This bike has exceeded my every expectation, even how good it looks. When I started this, I don't usually know where I'm going. I just kind of start building, but it's really come together. I'm really enjoying it. I did want to show you guys a couple things that I had mentioned, but we never really circled back to it. So when I created these vents and the grill material behind it, what I wanted to do was hide the LED bulb, so all you saw was the glow, and I think that pulled off pretty well. Also, I want to show you guys the charging light. So right now it's red because it's freaking out, saying, hey, you don't have any charge. If you fire the thing up, so that thing's actually pretty sweet. I really like it. And even from like the rear view, how you've got all these kind of like lights on the dash and the radio and this light. I don't know, it's cool, like jet fighter almost. The tail light, totally custom. I love it, and I love that when you hit the brakes, all the LEDs on the entire bike turn red. So I think that's pretty sweet. I tinted all of the amber lights, even in the front, if you want to show that. But I think it's really coming along. I'm kind of excited about getting everything else on it and getting closer to the end. And obviously, I'll bring you guys along. So with that said, if you just subscribed, I want to thank you. And if you've always been one of our diehard subscribers, well, you are the best people on the planet. It's been proven. And with that, I'll catch you guys next time.